Mr. Weaver's classroom is just full of energy. It's super exciting and fun. We all love his class so much. You can really tell Mr. Weaver's super passionate about what he does as a teacher, and he wants to pass on that passion to his students, and he wants to make them excited about what he's teaching them. And he knows how to do that. He's super good at it.
I didn't really enjoy history before I took Mr. Weaver's class. It might have just been the style of the teachers before Mr. Weaver, or it might have just been the way that it was taught. If we're willing to work with him and work hard, he's willing to work with us and help us where we need it. He understands life happens sometimes, and he's willing to work around that if necessary.
Dane is a very magnetic personality. One of those personalities, it's fun to be around him. He always kind of jokes around, that it's the coffee, but really it's his personality. He brings a lot of energy and a lot of excitement. It's just a joy to work around him. He's one of those guys that when he talks, because of his knowledge and because of his experience, you still listen to him.
I'm very high energy. I love interacting with students. To me, that is the key to education, is that constant back and forth communication with the students. Being excited. I want to be excited. I want my kids to be excited about the content area. And so if you came into my class, what you would see is students that are highly engaged and excited to be there, asking me questions about the content area, and then me taking those questions and reflecting them back to them, making them think. Social studies is important for students to understand why they are here, why the world is like it is. So whenever they see the news, they have a good understanding of the world events through the historical background that they learned in my class.
He kind of puts pizzazz into all the different events that happen. I like how he keeps it kind of light and funny, because then it sticks with you and you can remember it for tests or quizzes.
My mom and dad were both educators, and I saw how they impacted students. Originally, I'm from Jackson, Tennessee, which is about 90 miles outside of Memphis. Beginning of my career, I spent at an urban high school, about 900 students, traditional 9 through 12. But at 10 Sleep, it is a completely different thing. I get the kids when they start in 7th grade. Then I teach them in 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, and then 12th, all the way through. They get to know me extremely well. I get to know them extremely well. And that is an absolutely marvelous thing we get to do, and a huge privilege in a K-12 type school. And not only that, I know the kindergartners. I know the pre-K kids. I give hugs every morning. By the time they get to my class, I've already had 7, 8 years invested in these kids. And so day one, we have a relationship built. The 7th grade year, I teach something to them. Then 8th grade year, I get to build upon that content. I know what they know. And so my lessons are structured based upon what I taught them 3 years ago. In no other circumstance can you do that. If you look at why small schools achieve so well, it's because we know them so interpersonally. We know their knowledge base. There is no school and then 10 Sleep. There is only 10 Sleep. We have the 2 restaurants, we have the coffee shop, and we have the school. The school is the heart. There is no community without the school.
There's a lot of reasons he deserves this award. But the biggest thing I would say is that there's a lot of great people in education. His reasons for being in education are solely around doing what's right for kids and making an impact in their lives. And outside of that, there's no bigger reason to be an educator. His common sense approach is really what I think is lacking in education today, and I'm really happy that he's going to be able to bring that to the forefront.
Our community's been great with this. Everybody loves it. We love the fact that we have a teacher of this caliber here, but he'll be great for the state as well. Really, I think he'll represent not only 10 Sleep, Washakie County, and the state of Wyoming. I think he'd be a great representative for the nation. He's a special person, and he represents the teaching and education. He represents education well.
I want to inspire teachers to know how big of an influence that they have. That every day is a day that we can change a life. And that there's that constant voice pushing teachers forward, reminding them that we can affect change, and not to be scared of the change that is going on around us, that our occupation has not changed since time immemorial. We have always had the same purpose. It is to affect student lives.
Kids start to realize that, hey, it's fun to learn. And not only is it fun to learn, it's fun to learn from the past, and maybe I can change and have an impact on the future.
He's got the biggest heart, and what resides there is students.
He really wants the best for all of his students.
It's such an honor to represent the teachers of Wyoming. I mean, because we have some outstanding educators. As I go throughout the state, I constantly meet people that I am humbled by, that I can represent these individuals who are of the highest caliber. So to be recognized as Teacher of the Year amongst truly amazing peers is just wonderful.